We have already informally encountered React components in the previous lesson. When we scaffolded out our React application using the Create React app, we created our very first component, which was in app.js. Now, in this lesson, we'll explore components in a bit more detail and understand how components can be created, how we can add our own components to a React application, and how we make use of components within the React application. In the first lesson of the next module, we'll explore various kinds of components that can be created and used in a React application. We can look at a component as a unit that returns a group of React elements that together render a part of the screen. So the component acts as a unit for gathering together a bunch of React elements with a common purpose. Now, the use of React components enables us to split the user interface into multiple independent reusable pieces. So when you define a component which renders a particular kind of user interface part, then that component can easily be reused in your UI wherever you require similar kind of behavior or similar kind of rendering of the part of the user interface. So components enable us to break down the entire UI into smaller reusable pieces. Furthermore, you can easily control what a component renders by supplying inputs to the component. We'll explore this issue a little more in the next lecture after the exercise. And also, components in React can be of different kind. A few things that you need to note when you create components in React is that when you define your own components and add them to React, you should always start the name of the component with a capital letter. This way, the React compiler recognizes that that should be mapped into a corresponding React create element. So as we explored JSX in the previous lesson, we saw how the component defined in HTML-like syntax is mapped into a React create element function call. And tags that usually start with a small letter or lowercase letter is typically interpreted as a DOM tag, and then this triggers React to use some of the built-in components corresponding to these HTML tags within React. With this quick overview of components, we will move on to the next exercise where we will create our own component and add it to the React application. We'll also see how we can use some of the Reactstrap components to design the UI for our specific React component that we are adding in. And we will also explore the concept of state in the exercise. I will come back to explain about state and props in the lecture that follows the exercise.